What to Play presents 25 of the most anticipated Xbox One, Series X, and Series S titles coming out this year and beyond. With E3 coming to a close, we gave more priority to the games showcased during this event. To see the complete list, check out our website at whattoplay.com, link in the description box below. The Dark Pictures: House of Ashes. The next chapter of the Dark Pictures anthology takes another spin into supernatural territory. A new horror is out to take our protagonists, and they'll have to find a means to escape the mysterious abyss. Like all Dark Pictures titles, it's packed with a star-studded cast. High School Musical's Ashley Tisdale takes on the main character, who has to make tough decisions in this hopeless situation. It's coming on October 22. Stranger of Paradise: Final Fantasy Origin. Another year, another twist to the Final Fantasy lore. Developed by the team behind the popular action RPG Neo, Team Ninja enters the world of Final Fantasy while injecting their signature hack-and-slash combat. The trailer, which was memed to death because of its god-awful writing, probably doesn't do the game justice. The combat looks fun, and it seems to have potential. Coming this 2022. Forza Horizon 5. If what we're seeing in the trailers is gonna be in the final product, then this latest Horizon game might be the best-looking racing game ever. Horizon 5 maximizes the powerful technology the Series X has to offer, with ray tracing support and photorealistic visuals set within lush Mexican landscapes. It's available on the Game Pass at launch, and it will be available to play on November 9. Microsoft Flight Simulator. The PC has always been the home for Microsoft's premier flight simulator, and even with high-end rigs running the latest GPUs, it still struggles at the highest settings. To port Flight Simulator on the Series S and X is a huge feat. Alongside this ambitious release to consoles, a collaboration with Top Gun Maverick is also in the works. It'll be coming to the Game Pass and to current Xbox consoles on July 27. Shadow Warrior 3. Bringing a katana to a gunfight is Shadow Warrior 3's selling point. The gameplay remains the same. Players still slice, dice, and shoot their way to victory. The only difference now is that slaying abominations comes with style. It has no release date yet, but it's expected to come out within the year. Somerville. The Playdead co-founder that gave us Inside and Limbo gives us this new adventure. Somerville is a familiar sight for players who played his previous two games. Its bleak dystopian settings with desperate protagonists making a run for their life has Playdead written all over it, even without the company behind it. It's coming this 2022 and a Game Pass title at launch. Battlefield 2042. The biggest Battlefield game to date, and the trailer is going all out with its fast-paced shootouts and new mechanics. Play with friends or strangers in an ever-changing open-world environment. A caveat to this massive first-person shooter playground is its lack of single-player campaign, so don't spend those $60 if you don't enjoy online-only modes. Coming out on the 22nd of October. S.T.A.L.K.E.R 2: Heart of Chernobyl. Speaking of single-player shooters, the next chapter to GSC Game World's radioactive FPS of old gets the machine it deserves. Coming to the Series X and S and to Game Pass on April 28th next year, Heart of Chernobyl makes good use of the console's powerful technology with impressive lighting and performance. The irradiated Pripyat has never been this atmospheric. Elden Ring. It's about time we get more information about one of the most anticipated video games on the market. From Software's massive leap into open-world territory might go on par with Nintendo's very own Breath of the Wild. What we know so far is that it's basically big Dark Souls with a world separated by labyrinthine dungeons packed with their own boss fights. Just because it's open world doesn't mean it's easy. It's still a FromSoft game. It's set to release on January 21, 2022. Avatar: Frontiers of Pandora. Ubisoft took us by surprise when they announced this one, with a boatload of sequels coming for the movie. It's weird seeing these blue aliens in a different medium. Not much was revealed about Frontiers of Pandora yet, but knowing Ubisoft's passion when it comes to open-world games, we might be in for a surprise. It's slated to release next year. Far Cry 6: Ubisoft's quote-unquote not political next chapter to the Far Cry series takes us into the shoes of a young freedom fighter trying to stop Anton Castillo's evil regime. Played by Giancarlo Esposito, get to know Anton's brutal side as you destabilize his oppressive government from the outside and inside. You're not alone in this journey. Use those fancy new weapons and befriend the animals to help you on your cause. It's coming the 7th of October. Jurassic World Evolution 2. The sequel to the theme park simulator and management game from Frontier Develops is made for every dinosaur-loving enthusiast out there. It features an original Jurassic story set after the events of Fallen Kingdom. If you're not in it for the story, you can use your creative powers with new customization and construction options. The possibilities are endless here. It comes out sometime this year. The Outer Worlds 2. Announced during Xbox's showcase and available on the Game Pass at launch, the sequel to the science fiction RPG from Obsidian Entertainment is now in development. Unfortunately, all we know so far is that they're making the game, and released a fourth wall-breaking trailer that showed no information at all. But we have to admit, that was pretty funny. Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. Anyone familiar with Gearbox's over-the-top looter shooter Borderlands will find this new adventure a welcome surprise. Set within its wacky universe instead of relying too much on explosions and machinery, Wonderlands is all about the crazy things we could do using magic. This spin-off comes out this early 2022. Riders Republic. An extreme sports game where you and 50 other players share one server in a living and breathing open world. Whether it's skiing, skating, or downhill biking, Riders Republic has something for all the thrill seekers out there. There are multiple modes to choose from, so pick whether you want to play against other players or ride together in its vast world. Coming this September 2nd. Psychonauts 2. Double Fine Games' renowned platform adventure title is finally getting the sequel it deserves. After a successful Kickstarter campaign, Raz returns, and this time he has more brain power than ever before. Use a variety of psi powers to manipulate the environment around you and solve a multitude of puzzles. It's set to release this August 25 and available on Game Pass at launch. 2 Point Campus. From the minds behind the also hilarious 2 Point Hospital comes a brand new management game where you build a scholastic empire. It comes with the same quirks and oddities Hospital offered, but putting more focus on its university setting. While it involves formal educational institutions, the game doesn't really take itself seriously. Coming next year. Hellblade 2: Senua's Saga. Taking place after the events of the first game, Senua's journey becomes bigger than ever before now she's finally acquired her newfound strength. Not much is known about its gameplay and story yet, but from the trailer, Senua is hella pissed. It's still in its early development stages, so we might not see this game this year. Maybe next year? Guardians of the Galaxy. This is Square Enix's unlikely take on Marvel's ragtag group of space bounty hunters. This version of the Guardians of the Galaxy had a few liberties with its art direction, resulting in different character models. It features a single-player campaign, but unfortunately only Quill as the playable character. Who knows what surprises are in store for this one, but we'll find out more once the game comes out on October 26. Redfall. We've only seen a lengthy cinematic trailer for this, but from what we've seen and heard so far, it's a co-op action shooter where we slay vampires. What we know right now is that each character will have their own unique abilities. It's made by the creators behind Prey and Dishonored, so expect some smooth gunplay here. Coming summer next year. The Ascent. The resurgence of cyberpunk games keeps going, and the latest in the long list of neon-soaked titles is this action RPG from Neon Giant. It's played from an isometric perspective, and players will have to make their way up the towering megacorp building and destroy it from the inside out. It's available on the Game Pass once it comes out on July 29. The Scorn. It seems like H.R. Geiger's legacy lives on in this terrifying eldritch first-person survival horror from Ebb Software. Play as a lone survivor trying to make it out alive in this god-forsaken alien world. Manage your resources and take care of your body as the madness slowly creeps in. It's pretty grim, but it looks cool. coming sometime this year, as well as a Game Pass title at launch. Party Animals. Who needs crossover video game characters in Super Smash when you have stuffed animals beating the shit out of each other? Party Animals is a chaotic brawler with no need for further explanation. Push your friends off the map and ready yourself for some physics-based throwdowns. Coming to the Game Pass next year. Dying Light 2. There's more first-person parkour in the sequel to Techland's spiritual successor to the now-abandoned Dead Island games. Dying Light 2 puts more focus into its RPG elements, encouraging players to make tough decisions that affect the story. The zombies are still around and nighttime is as dangerous as before, but now you have new moves and tools to back you up. It's set to release this December 7. Halo Infinite. Microsoft's system-selling franchise is almost out, hopefully. Master Chief's latest science fiction quest takes him to a gorgeous open world, and he's now armed to the teeth, including a fancy grappling hook. Not much news was revealed about its story, but its multiplayer mode is coming for free once the game comes out this year. Of course, it's a Microsoft game, so it's available on the Game Pass at launch.